and welcome into the 2022 Heart of America Athletic Conference Men's Volleyball Media Day. My name is Jillian Carroll. I'm your host for today and also host of Good Day Kansas on KSN-TV out of Wichita, Kansas. Today I have the honor of welcoming in William Penn University head men's volleyball coach. This is Coach Luke Bentley. Coach, thanks for your time. How you doing today?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so interested in kind of feeling out how things are going as you enter into the third season at William Penn. How are things getting kicked off for the year?
Things are going well. We got back here on January 2nd. We've been practicing ever since. So far, so good. The guys started classes on Monday, and we get going next week with our first home opener. So we will be going pretty quickly here soon. But yeah, things are going well. You mentioned our third year. It's the third year of our program too. So we're still pretty young for the most part. But yeah, we're excited to see what happens next week when we open up.
Yeah, and you said it yourself, third year, but you actually got to come in a year ahead of the beginning season to recruit. And I imagine that meant obviously players, but building your staff. So how are you and your staff feeling about this team going into 2022?
We're really excited. I mentioned that we're pretty young still. The first group of guys we brought in are now juniors. And so we're starting to finally see some of that youth turn into a little bit of experience, which is great to see. And so those guys have gotten 2 full years of college volleyball, and we've added 2 classes behind them, and we have a couple transfers as well. And so we finally feel like we're at the point where we can compete in our conference. So things are looking great. We're very excited about this year. We've been very fortunate that we've kept all the guys throughout the last 3 years. So it's the same core group that we started with 2 years ago.
Okay, that's very cool. And you brought up the conference. There's no secret that this is one heck of a conference. It's very competitive. You have a unique perspective, obviously assistant coach over at Clark prior to coming on with William Penn. How would you rank the Heart, against other conferences across NAIA men's volleyball? How would you say side by side? How does it rank?
I don't think it's even a question. I think we're number one without a doubt. Last year, our top 4 teams made the national tournament. No one else did that. That's a pretty huge number. And when you have 12 teams and a third of the teams are from your conference, that's saying something. And so I think that says a lot about the conference as a whole, but just those top teams that are representing our conference and nationals every year. So we're really fortunate to play in the conference that we play in, and the level of play and the players that we have that we see every week is pretty crazy, and it's good for our team. So as we get into year 3 here, I think it's going to pay off for us, hopefully, as we get started this year.
Yeah, for sure. What are some of your goals for this season?
We're looking to just get better from last year. We want to improve in a lot of areas. First and foremost, take some strides in the conference. We finished 6th last year, and we want to try to get better than that. And so we actually came in preseason ranked 6th this year. So anything moving up would be good. Take some sets off some good teams, maybe win a couple of those matches. Just see some growth. We still, again, are relatively young. We're finally getting a little older, but we're trying to just take it one day at a time for the most part. But yeah, just improvement overall would be great.
Yeah, for sure. And looking at the season, your first 6 of 8 matches are at home. How much of a blessing is that for you? Is that going to really help you set your foundation, some comfortability with your players?
Yeah, hopefully it gives us a good kind of start to the year. Have some chance to win some early games. That would be great. But more than anything, just be able to play in front of our home crowd. Last year was kind of a different year with COVID, and so have all our teams or all our fans back would be great. So it'd just be nice to kind of kick off the year, hopefully, on a good mark next week. But yeah, never a bad thing to play at home and play home early. It's always nice.
Yeah, for sure. Let's talk about the guys. So are there any key players you're very excited to have back and really kind of act as leaders for you?
Yeah, I would say everyone that came back. I talked about we haven't lost anyone. So all the guys that you saw or anyone would have seen last year are back this year. We added a handful of freshmen. We had a transfer, 2 transfers actually at the semester. So yeah, it's a good group. Guys that I think have a lot of potential to contribute this year. And we're really excited to kind of see what we can do on the court. But more than anything, you kind of mentioned about some of the group as a whole. We're excited about the leadership we have. We're finally getting a little older. Guys finally understand what we're expecting of them now. Just kind of building that program over the last 2 years, finally into year 3 now. I feel comfortable with the direction that we're going. So yeah, should be a good year for us.
Yeah, for sure. Is there any specific position? Very good. Is there any specific position where there is a high level of competition for playing time?
I mean, I think every spot has a chance to have competition. I wouldn't say there's anything that is dead set. Right now, I think we're kind of in a spot where at the front net, so any of the outside, middle, or right side attackers, you could argue that those guys are all fighting for each other's spots every day. And so I think that's probably the biggest one. We have some guys that are kind of versatile that can play a couple different spots on the net. So those things are things to think about. And we're always looking every day to kind of see what everyone's doing, which is a good thing. Competition is healthy. So we're definitely okay with it. But yeah, I would say, we still have a few question marks on the lineup card right now. But hopefully we'll get it figured out by next week. But at the same time, it's nice to have depth, so we're okay if we don't have all the answers right away.
So, Coach, for fans who might not have made it out to William Penn for a game, describe the style in which that you're playing. I know that you're still evolving as a program, but describe the atmosphere for a home match.
I think you're going to see a lot of excitement. Our crowd and our fans have really embraced men's volleyball so far at William Penn. It was kind of a new sport for us a couple of years ago. There's not a lot of boys playing volleyball in Iowa. So very new to the community, new to the university. And I think they've taken quite a liking to it. So it's pretty exciting. We have some pretty good crowds. And as far as the team goes, one of our big things is just effort and hard work. So we really stress that with the guys. And I think you'd see a group of guys that, are relentless on the court, willing to kind of put their bodies on the line. And I think it's an exciting game. I mean, volleyball itself is exciting. So hopefully it'd be a fun atmosphere if you're going to come watch us play. But yeah, a good group of guys and a group that's going to work really hard.
That sounds like an exciting time for you guys and this year. What is life like for a student athlete at William Penn in Oskaloosa?
We kind of preach a lot on the small school environment and be able to understand what it's like to be a part of something. We talk about that word family all the time. And when you're coming to a place like William Penn, it's not a large city. It's not a large university. You want that family feel. So our students and our student athletes understand that, and they want to come to a place that they feel like they're a part of something. And that goes the same thing being said for our volleyball team. So yeah, I mean, it's a unique place, a lot of diversity here. We have a pretty diverse student body. But yeah, you're going to get that kind of small town feel, small campus feel, but at the same time, I think feel pretty valued in what you're doing here and get a good education while you're at it.
Very cool. Well, Coach, it's really admirable to see you take this program on your back and for these 3 years build and build and build. And we wish you the best of luck in doing that further. And of course, with the season, best of luck to you and the team. And just thanks for your time today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.